U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry opened the final day of the conference, noting this is the first global coalition to combine diplomats and defense ministers in the fight against terrorism.
Nothing like this coalition has ever before been assembled. And we're not following a manual on anti-terrorist coalition building. We're writing it.
In the last 12 months, the coalition has reclaimed 40% of ISIL-held territory in Iraq and 20% in Syria. Defense Secretary Ashton Carter says they must keep the momentum going.
We also reviewed and agreed on the next plays in our campaign, which of course we're not going to discuss publicly yet. But let me be clear, they culminate in the collapse of ISIL's control over the cities of Mosul and Raqqa.
Much of the conversation is about how to keep ISIL from regaining ground. Coalition members want to make sure refugees are able and willing to return to their homes. To help rebuild, coalition members this week pledged more than $2 billion for Iraq, the U.S. alone promising $310 million. And some efforts to assist returning refugees are already underway, with Norway helping clear mines and Iraq's new prime minister supporting local governance and defense. President Obama's special envoy to the global coalition, Brett McGurk, says Mosul will be the next test of the coalition's abilities.
So Mosul will be the ultimate test. We must apply every lesson learned. We must ensure that resources are available and ready. And we must act with urgency across all of our lines of effort.
Bahrain's foreign minister says the kingdom is playing a vital role.
We have held the first counter-financing for terrorism conference. Part of this effort after Paris was in Bahrain, and then we had another conference, and we have a paper to follow as guidelines and rules. So our role is in every way, and adding to that, we are part of different cells in the UK and in the United Arab Emirates to counter the ideologies. And for the all the messaging that we have to do against the terrorists, we're also part of it. So we're doing our part with the world community.
The coalition allies say once ISIL is destroyed, their efforts will turn to humanitarian, stabilization, and governance issues to make sure the extremist group can never return. Reporting for Bahrain TV, I'm Marty Johnson, Washington.